Today I'm reviewing the KEF LS50 Meta passive bookshelf speakers in carbon black. If you want to check current pricing or availability, it's linked below. I've been using these as part of my 2-channel setup for music and movies over the past few weeks. This review reflects real listening and how they perform in actual rooms, not just how the measurements look on paper. Let's set expectations early. These are passive bookshelf speakers, not powered speakers. That means you need a separate amplifier or AV receiver to drive them. They also aren't tiny desktop speakers, they have real presence and benefit from stands or some space around them. They're designed to offer high-quality stereo sound without the convenience features of wireless systems or built-in amps. From the first listening session, what stands out is tonal clarity. The Uni-Q driver array with Meta material yields a smooth, detailed mid-range and treble that doesn't feel harsh. Vocals in music and dialogue in movies come through clearly and naturally. Instruments have texture and space around them instead of sounding congested. The mid-range, where most of the important musical information lives, feels coherent. Acoustic guitars, piano, and vocals seem to occupy distinct places in the soundstage rather than being glued together. In everyday playlists that include jazz, rock, pop, and classical, that sense of separation makes the presentation feel engaging without sounding artificial. Bass from the 5.25-inch bass driver is tight and controlled for a bookshelf speaker of this size. You'll feel solid rhythm guitar and bass lines, and percussion has weight without flabbiness. That said, deep sub-bass below 40 Hz is still something a subwoofer would handle better. So if your room is large or your music leans heavily on very low frequencies, pairing these with a subwoofer is worth considering. One of the strengths of the LS50 Meta is its imaging and soundstage. Even without wide speaker spacing, these project a sense of width and depth that feels wider than their physical footprint. Instruments and vocals have a tangible position in the sound field, which helps music feel more immersive and movies feel anchored. Placement matters. These are rear-ported, so giving them a bit of space from the back wall tightens the bass and helps tighten the overall balance. Pulling them out on stands rather than leaving them on a shelf improves both clarity and imaging. A slight toe in toward the listening position can further refine the soundstage, especially in moderately treated rooms. Now let's talk about real-world limitations. These aren't plug-and-play like powered speakers. You do need an amplifier, and the quality and power of that amp make a real difference in both dynamics and balance. A low-power or budget amp will get you sound, but a more capable amp will let the LS50 Meta breathe and resolve detail with more authority. They also don't deliver deep visceral bass on their own. For full low-frequency impact, especially in movies or bass-heavy tracks, a subwoofer will pair well. That isn't a flaw in the speakers, it's typical for compact bookshelf designs, especially ones tuned for balance and clarity. Compared with entry-level bookshelf speakers, the LS50 Meta shows much more refined detail, smoother top-end behavior, and a more controlled low-end. Compared with larger floor standers or high-end tower speakers, they won't match sheer output or extension, but that's outside their design scope. Who this makes sense for? If you want balanced, articulate sound with strong imaging and clarity. If you plan to pair them with a good amplifier and possibly a subwoofer down the line. If your priority is near-field or moderate room stereo listening, these reward thoughtful placement. If you need plug-and-play active speakers or extremely deep bass without a sub, these aren't the target. Here's the rational summary. The KEF LS50 Meta speakers deliver a refined, balanced performance that feels detailed and composed in real listening. They don't chase hype, they offer substance in everyday music and movie playback and respond well to proper amplification and placement. Check current pricing below and evaluate it against your needs.